and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, hope you enjoyed that short break and that lovely brutal OC as we returned. We returned here with our next matchup with our final series of the broadcast, a final best of 5 to determine which of these two players will make it out in second place in the Rex April Madness. As spawning in the right hand corner of our home, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player, also from South Korea, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will win this final series. Which way will this go? Will it go the way of Solar? Will it go the way of GuMiho? Will Solar get his revenge? Will GuMiho pop off as he does open up with a 2-Rax Reaper? Let's go. So a very aggressive build here by GuMiho. This does make sense on Erahome. Welcome one and all to the smallest map in the tournament map pool. I believe the rush distance by ground is even shorter than that of Whispers of Gold. So very aggressive map here, Erahome is. And we'll see if Solar can maintain himself. Now, initially this is 2-Rax Reaper. We could go for a 3rd Rax in the main. We could double down and commit even harder. Otherwise, 2-Rax Reaper is not an all-in. Bear that in mind. This is not an all-in. This is an aggressive start. That is true. The goal here is to delay and deny the 3rd base of Solar and to contain Solar for as long as possible. To disrupt the economy and to slow down the Zerg. From here, you just expand. As we can see, there's no 3rd Rax. You can see the rally of the SCVs, so GuMiho, he will be expanding behind this, going for his own natural. Solar has yet to confirm. We can see Solar, he was actually looking for proxies. Oh my god. Send his first 2 overlords towards the left and right hand side. That means that his first scout is going to be late. It's going to be delayed scout of the natural. As Solar, he was more concerned about proxies. And I don't blame him. I mean, GuMiho did cheese and did proxy Solar earlier here this broadcast. So Solar was a little bit paranoid. Reaper moves out. Solar has yet to confirm what's going on. 1 Reaper is not suspicious, not yet. Does get into the mineral line. Dancing with the army. 2nd Reaper moves out. Now Solar knows. Does hide his drone. Has yet to expand. Link speed is on the way. And these have been some good trades here from GuMiho. Over the Queen does arrive. GuMiho has to pull back. Oh my god. Reaper takes a lot of hits. He rotates and now he does confirm. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't see the hatchery and he does not see the drone. I mean, there is no hatchery, but the drone does survive. Behind this, 3cc follow-ups. So it's going to be a 3cc 2-1-1 out of GuMiho. So dancing with the army. Now, because there's no expansion, GuMiho doesn't need extra Reapers. He gets up to 4. It looks like he's going up to 5. 5 should be the max. And you could argue that GuMiho, even 5 is excessive here, as you can get away with 3, just because there was no expansion. This expansion has been thrown now, but it is a late 3rd base for Solar. GuMiho will spot it, but GuMiho should not be able to force a cancel. He's trying to, he's getting a couple of hits in, but Link speed is about to finish. Yeah, Queens, they move forward, and GuMiho has to get the hell out of here. He has to pull away. Link speed kicks in. Links, they go for the dive. Oh. Who was that? Jesus. Does go for the dive. GuMiho pulls away. Solar did not get this around. I'm just checking on my end. I didn't spike in any way, thankfully. But hopefully everything's okay. As the screen did freeze there for a moment. Now GuMiho does get away though. Does get away, does pull out. Do have Stim on the horizon, and again, 3rd CC. So again, it's going to be 3cc 2-1-1 out of GuMiho. Very economic as we're getting into a longer game state. I'm just taking my VPN as well. Yeah, everything's looking good on our end. Thankfully. Meanwhile, we do see Solar going for a Roach Warren. A hidden Roach Warren behind the mineral line. Interesting. So, a couple of things coming into this. One, Solar, his 3rd base is late, right? His 3rd expansion is delayed here in this game. So I'm curious if Solar, and also, we're on a small map, right? We're on an aggressive map. So we could see Solar just commit into a Roach all-in. We could see Roach speed, lack of Evo chambers, and just commit here with Roach Ravager Ling. We'll see if Solar drones up any further and if he does invest in upgrades. So right now our attention is on Solar, just because we know that GuMiho is being economic, he's being greedy. GuMiho poking and dancing with the queens. GuMiho does pull away. Solar, he saturates his third. So far so good. Roach production has begun. There's the double Evo chamber. Okay, so we're going for a later move out. Looks like Solar's just playing safe. The reason why I say playing safe for the time being is because if we're investing into these upgrades, it's still a ways away until 1-1 really kicks in. So we should be expanding, getting a 4th base, and droning from here. So Solar is building up towards a longer game. Likewise, GuMiho, he still maintains map control. He does reinforce, moving out with his bio. Nice run by here. GuMiho out of position. SCV goes down. GuMiho moving forward. The armory is going to finish up so we can morph into Hellbats, but against Roaches, yeah, GuMiho, you can't really touch this. Alas, nothing at home to defend. Hellion Reaper does not turn around. It's getting a little bit out of hand. Okay, GuMiho defends. Defense back at home. Likewise, Solar, he deflects the drop and he deflects the Hellions. And Solar is droning. He's droning, he's taking up infestation bits on the way. That'll be for Hive Tech or Infestors. GuMiho denies the 4th. Fourth base, takes down an Overlord, not bad. He wants that drone, he wants it, he gets it. Snipes the worker. Solar just wants to expand, papi. Aye, aye, aye. +1 melee on the way. This tells us that it's going to be Lingbane Roach Ravager. Yep, Baliness is on the way. Hive as well. He's not committing into pure Roach Ravager. He's switching into Lingbane, and this should be into Ultra Tech. So this is a build that Solar and Shin are very fond of. If you've been watching either one of the two, you would have seen this in ZVTs. Is to rush into Ultras. Now, because this is an Ultra Rush, the upgrades are going to be a little bit lackluster. The Ultras are going to be stuck on 1-1 for a little bit longer, into like delayed 2-2 and into delayed 3-3. But despite that, the Ultras are going to be quite robust in the mid game. So waiting for that Hive. GuMiho still being active. He has done a great job of denying the 4th base, but not much more than that. Looks like he's setting up there once again to bring down that expansion, or even head into the main. Roach Ravager gets spotted. GuMiho, he has to respect it. He does pull back. Actually, he just keeps going. He avoids the army. Solar is in position. Drop moves in. Solar's ready. GuMiho is trying to pull this off, but alas, is going to be denied. And Solar holds. Solar, he does hold on. Likewise, Hive is complete. We have the Hive upgrades on the way. Adrenal. We have a couple of Vipers as well to support the army. And we're still waiting for that Ultra Cavern. So now GuMiho does back up. There it is, Ultra Cavern's on the way. Now this Cavern was delayed in favor of the initial Vipers, which makes sense against the drop play, just because anti-air is very limited here for Solar. He's working towards those Ultras. GuMiho, upon seeing Lingbane Roach Ravager and upon clicking and seeing the upgrades, specifically the melee upgrades, even though GuMiho hasn't seen the Ultra Cavern, he should assume it's on the way. Like, he can make that assumption, he can make that connection, as we did, that it would be Ultras. And we'll see if GuMiho can break Solar before the Ultras really kick in, as the Ultra Cavern is just now finishing and is not quite ready. GuMiho does push forward. Tanks are sieging. It does have a good setup here. Lingbane rolling in. Here come the Vipers. Here come the Lightning Clouds. Nice connections. We have Lightning Clouds on the tanks. Lingbane does roll forward. But are there enough Banelings though? The answer is no. Not enough Banelings. And without those Banelings Marines, they can stim and they can win. They've chased down the Roach Ravager, and Solar, he's being broken. He's being broken here and now. It wasn't a bad engagement, but just did not have enough Ling Bane. The tank volleys initially were too good. And GuMiho's done it. GuMiho, he has done it. The tank's getting within range. Nice snipe here on one of the tanks. Not bad. Does snipe one. The others do siege. Ravagers are being zoned away. And this base is going to fall. Liberation has arrived as well. The tanks, they pop out just in time, though. They're going for the tanks. Sorry, the ultras pop out. They're going for the tanks. And with the help of these ultras, it looks like Solar, he may just barely hold on here. Oh, good. We'll lose one. No kindness waiting. Oh, those Liberators, they get so much damage. As another ultra goes down. Remember, kindness waiting done in 5 seconds. Barely does finish. I will still lose another ultra. There's one ultra left. Sorry, there's 2 ultras remaining. And GuMiho, he doesn't stop. He just doesn't stop. He just keeps on going. He wants that ultra, Pappy. He wants it. He's gonna get it. Yeah, it takes down the ultra. Jeez, those Marauders, they just do so much damage here. Yeah, the ultras go down. GuMiho, he just has too much momentum. As I mentioned earlier, by the time he broke up this ramp, like he had broken Solar. Impressive that Solar survived this long with those ultra reinforcements. Fungal goes up, Fungal connects. Oh my god. Again, Solar doing everything he can to hold on. Can he hold? Ah. Please add his Ling Bane, down to 4 Ravagers. Been impressive what he can achieve with said Ravagers as well. But the rally just doesn't end. And again, we're just on a small map. Sure, it's just a bike round. The rally does not end here. The final Ravagers go down, and there's nothing remaining. There's more freedom. There's more liberation. And the one ultra kited into the freedom zone. It just melts instantly. Yeah, the ultras are just vulnerable on their own. GG gets called, and GuMiho, he will snowball out of control. He will take the win. He will take a lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, it all came down to that one big engage at the center of the map, where GuMiho, he was able to settle with his tanks, able to push forward. We did see those blinding clouds from Solar, but they were a little bit delayed. If you remember, the blinding clouds were after the first wave of volleys of those tanks. The first volleys did shoot out, and then we did have those Vipers come in, and then it was just really solid kiting there from GuMiho, kiting back to the tank, shutting down and focus firing all those Banelings, and with that, GG. GG, well played. GuMiho does take a lead, and we'll see if Solar can bounce back. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. We did have a back and forth in the previous best of 3, but again, GuMiho, he's already beaten Solar once tonight. Can he do it again? Let's go. So we're getting into that next game. Game 2 is going to be on Persephone. We go. Guys, we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Persephone, we do have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, leading the series 1-0. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons, down in the series, but it's a best of 5. It's a best of 5, plenty more games ahead of us, plenty of opportunities to recover. It is Solar. Here we go. So do load into Persephone. Persephone, of course, being another one of these newer maps in the TLMC map pool. Has been very popular amongst the players, has some unique features, of course, does have the healing pads on the right hand side, does have the gold bases, has the mass areas here, the mass alleyways of speed zones. So there are some unique features, but over towards the left hand side, it's a little bit more standard. The attack path is very direct, I will say that. much more direct attack path. Meanwhile, we do see that this third base location is somewhat defendable. I say somewhat. There's a very narrow ramp coming into the third, that is true, but here towards the left hand side we have multiple entrances here to get up the ramp, to get up to the same point of elevation of that third. So we have seen some pretty interesting engagements here towards the left hand side in both areas. Regardless, this time standard opener. As a reminder, last game GuMiho did open up 2 racks. He went 2 racks Reaper into 3cc 2-on-1. This time is going for a standard opener. Now, based on the previous series, we know that GuMiho, he is willing to play mech. He's willing to mech it up here against Solar, depending on the map. Likewise, he's also willing to cheese and willing to proxy. Solar does scout immediately across the map. Does confirm that everything is looking normal. Does confirm. Three provokes in. Oh. Does threaten the bases. So far, no major kills. Forces a spore. And does pull away. So far, so good. Does pull away. Behind this, we do have our 1-1-1 here by GuMiho. Does get scouted. Interesting. So I mentioned mech earlier. The last time GuMiho went for a 1-1-1, it did lead into mech. Bear that in mind, as we do have a tech lab on the way into an add-on top into Cloak Banshee. Solar does confirm the build, by the way. This is hyper aggressive out of GuMiho. Basically, what is happening here is that GuMiho, he does delay his third CC in favor of a much faster starport. So a much more aggressive build. Solar is aware. And we'll keep our eyes peeled for extra factories. We'll see. Oh my god, Raven opener. Okay, I think this does confirm as well. Raven opener, and he's faking Cloak. So he's faking Banshees, as he will cancel this upgrade. As there's nothing to Matrix in ZVT. So he's faking Cloak. And ideally we'll force out some spores. With this Raven opener, GuMiho, he can just reinforce, clear up creep, and likewise, most likely, get into additional Hellion and into Battle Mech, I would imagine. As we do have the Roach Horn on the way from Solar. Very safe. Lings, they get across the map. Raven is revealed. Yeah, he's aware of the Raven. He needs those roaches. Second Raven's on the way. More Hellions. There's that third CC. Remember, it's a delayed third CC in favor of this aggression. Hellions that are making their way into the mineral line. Takes 3 Hellions to one-shot a drone. Ooh, they do line up. 3 drones going down. But the Hellions are dealt with. First wave of Hellions are cleaned up. We have more Hellions on the way. Building up more Hellions. Marine just for anti-air. Viking as well. I'm ready for the factories. Ready. Oh, double eBay. Okay, never mind. I was getting ready for additional factories and for a mech composition, but no, we're going for a delayed Banshee into extra axes into Buyer, not mech. Okay, show us what you got. We're switching it up here into Buyer, bearing in mind that the Overlord will not confirm this. We do have a Solar going into Roach play, and of course GuMiho did scout the Roaches, and Roaches are great defensively, but they don't scale amazingly into a Buyer composition. As we have a 5-rack setup here. Now, the last time that GuMiho was on Persephone, he did 8 racks, and he did actually overwhelm Solar on this map. So we'll see if GuMiho takes his gases. We'll see if he does end up getting into further saturation. As we've seen before, I mean, A-Raxes are terrifying here on Persephone. Now getting up to 5. Switching it up here into his own medevac production. 4th hatchery on the way. Now, just like the previous game with this Roach opener, if we see +1 melee out of Solar, and I think we will see +1 melee, this should once again be Lingbane Roach Ravager into Ultra Tech. That should be the case. Ooh, that is ranged, not melee. Never mind. I mean, I stand by what I said. If it was melee, then we'd see Ultras. With range as the upgrade of choice, it looks like we might commit into Roach Ravager. This might lead into Hydra Lurker even. But this decision might be also because Solar doesn't yet know about the bio switch. Doesn't yet know what exactly is going on. Does go for the Bailey Nest. Hive is on the way. Now from here, Solar could still go into +1 melee after +1 range, and then still switch into Ultra Tech. That is still available here to Solar. Meanwhile, second factory is on the way. This does tell us that GuMiho will most likely be taking extra gases. Don't think I didn't notice, Solar. He started a token swarm host for a moment. Did cancel it. Heals token swarm host, man. Let's GuMiho pokes in, checks. So far there is still no fifth. The fifth is just now being thrown down. Hive about to finish. Alongside +1. There's that Ultra Cavern. Okay, so he's still going Lingbane Roach Ravager into Ultra. The upgrade is going to be, the melee upgrade specifically, going to be delayed here for the Ultras. You know, mass auto turrets into the main. Does scout the Ultra Cavern. Scout, GuMiho moving in. Catching out some of the Ravagers, nice pickups. And tanks forcing their way forward. That's just a massive amount of bio. And there are no Banelings ready for this. Yeah, without Banelings, the space is going to go down. Does he notice those Vipers? Vipers, they're left idle. But they will survive, thankfully. GuMiho could have sniped them. Solar going for a run by. GuMiho, he's ready. Back enemy shuts down the run by. And Solar, he's in trouble here. Losing expansion, losing all this creep. Vipers are gathering energy. Banelings are done. Okay, Solar, he can pull for defense. Has plenty of Banelings. And GuMiho, he doesn't have to commit here. He can rotate. Pushing in on the right. Denies all the active tumors. Solar, he's maxing out. Ultras are on the way. Remember, the upgrade's going to be a little bit lopsided for the Ultras. Biles, oh, they take down two Medivacs. Very nice snipe. Snipe. GuMiho reinforcing on the right hand side. I was just checking to see if he had killed the expansion, but it looks like he had just cancelled. More Banelings are getting picked up. Oh! GuMiho just encroaching upon Solar. Closing in. Scan does trade well. Ghost Academy's on the way. Nice target firing here on the Banelings. GuMiho needs a little bit more time for those ghosts. Solar, he does commit. He does try to break out. We get some decent blinding clouds. Oh my god. Ultras do back up. GuMiho, he holds. He does hold on to this position. Banelings. Oh, one does connect. Not bad. Banelings, they force back the bio. It's just Mass Marine. Nice kiting here against the Ultras. GuMiho is forced to pick up. GuMiho, for a moment here, he does plummet in supply. He did not fully saturate on 4 bases. Not completely. Driving back in. And despite Solar being maxed out, he doesn't push out. Oh, another medevac. Doesn't move out, he's just stuck defending back at home. GuMiho sniping the queen. Trades decently against the army. Likewise, mine drop into the main base mineral line. A little bit chaotic here out of GuMiho. GuMiho, he still doesn't really have much of an army though. After losing all those marines, he still has to build back up. And these are expensive. Yeah, losing medevacs. Losing too much. Solar, he breaks out, and GuMiho, I'm not sure he can hold. Not without ghosts. Not without tanks. Got one tank behind this. Oh, nice mine shots here on those lings. That's gonna be what, 6 ultras moving in. And Solar, I think he's done it. Yeah, he breaks through the tank. Again, there's just nothing here. There's no tanks, there's no widow mines, there's no ghosts. Just a heavily overstimmed army. GuMiho lost everything across the map, and he barely has a standing army left. Solar will chase him down. Nice kiting out of GuMiho. But Solar, he should break the natural. And that's lightning clouds. The target firing here from GuMiho is solid, but he just doesn't have the numbers, doesn't have the army. The widow mines. Oh, they go down to the miles. Solar committing in. Still a messy fight from Solar, but good enough. Trades against the army. Solar, he's the first to remax. Now, Solar didn't kill too many SCVs, so technically GuMiho, he can try to recover here. He is trading efficiently. Getting his base up, back up and running. Nice fungal. Locks down the marauders. The fungal doesn't quite connect. But it chases back the army all the way to the main. All the way to the production. And GuMiho, he shouldn't be able to recover here. He tries to drop across the map, takes down an ultra. That's, oh, fungal lands. And yeah, GuMiho is on his last legs. He's coping a little bit here. Like, he's dropping his heart out. He's trying to do what he can. Medevac go down. GG gets called. And Solar, he fights back. He does put a point on the board. We have a back and forth. Whew, GG. GG well played. GuMiho, he was in a decent position when it came to his push across the map, but once he got broken, he never recovered. He was really struggling to rebuild his army. He was being a little bit too wasteful after the breakout, where he was just going for non-stop drop play, losing medevacs, losing widow mines, losing marines and marauders. Like, it was just a lot of aggression out of GuMiho, and it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it in the end. He just didn't trade well enough. Lost far too much. GG. GG, well played. That leads us here into our next game. That leads us into game number 3, and we'll see which of our 2 players takes the lead. Will it go the way of Solo? Will it go the way of GuMiho? We're here to find out. As our next map is going to be on, I believe, one of the older maps. Yeah, we're going to be loading into Frostline. Here we go. So we are loading into Frostline. Frostline, of course, being one of the larger maps in the map pool, is very open at the 3rd, at the 4th base. A lot more difficult to try to defend and turtle up. I'm not too fond of the idea of mech here. Again, I bring that up just because GuMiho has already played mech before against Solar today. So we expect at least once in this best of 5, but I don't know if I'm too fond of it here on Frostline. We'll see. We shall see. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, being forced into a tied-up series. We'll see if he can bring it back. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. Oh, loading into that third game. Again, as a reminder, this is a best of 5. Best of 5, so we have plenty more games ahead of us. But this will determine who takes a lead, who gains momentum in said best of 5. Let's go. Let's go. For now, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of Solar. Likewise, GuMiho, he does not cheese, he does not proxy this time. He also doesn't go 2-Rax Reaper either. He sets up on the high ground. Does set up on the high ground. And from here we can just settle in. We have seen a lot of different openers and builds so far out of GuMiho, whether it's 1-1-1 into... I mean, we even had a Raven opener last game. I feel like I didn't emphasize that enough. That was crazy. But we did feature Ravens. True. Even double Raven, actually. Which didn't really achieve too much either. It was a quirky start to the game, but I mean, that's GuMiho for you. He's his own player. Not very standard. Comes up with his own builds. Plays by feeling, by feeling. Ah, crazy. So just looking at our schedule, just because daylight savings did just hit Australia a couple of days ago at the start of the week, so I'm still getting accustomed to these earlier starts. Our next broadcast is going to be in 8.5 hours. Let's go. We'll do what we can. As the Reaper does poke in, dancing with the Lings. Behind this, we do have our standard follow-up here, 3CZ before Starport, economic build by GuMiho. Not as committed as the 1-1-1 that we saw last game. So we're settling into a longer game state. Do appreciate it. Meanwhile, when it comes to Frostline, we have seen some mixed results and some mixed games here in ZVT. I mentioned earlier how difficult it is to defend some of these locations. That is true. We've seen many Terran players struggle getting into a longer game state. I'm referring to like 4 and 5 bases, just because of how open and how isolated these expansions are. It can be very difficult to rotate between them and to defend against run-bys and counterattacks. It goes both ways, depending on who has map control. They are, I want to say, heavily favored on Frostline. But we'll see how the openers do turn out. Meanwhile, Solar, he hasn't really been mixing it up too much. We've been seeing a lot of Roach play. A lot of Roach play out of Solar, a lot of Roach into Hive, into Ultra. He's relied on that quite often so far this series. I mean, this is a pretty safe way to play, true. Oh, that is not normal. Wait, what? GuMiho opening up Concussive Shell Marauders into, I would imagine, a Hellbat into a Marauder Hellbat push? What is happening? Viking moves in, denies the Overlord Scouts. The Tech Lab is kept, of course, on the Vrax. Hellions are amassing, and we are waiting to see if we do commit into the Armory. I mean, this could just be a Marauder Hellion, not even with Hellbats. Okay. Let him cook, Pappy. There we go. There's the Armory. Let him cook. As the Armory is on the way. So it is going to be Marauder Hellbat. Very committed here by GuMiho. I say committed. I mean, he did open up 3CC, so he does have a good economy behind this. But committed in the sense that if he will lose this army, he won't really have much to defend. So he would be vulnerable. As the Armory is halfway done. Hellbats or Hellions are amassing. Marauders moving in. And with this army, he can snipe these queens. Lings are across the map. They're not at home to defend. Uh-oh. And Hellions are looking for that dive. There we go. The Viking lands. Marauders are revealed. Solar, he pulls together all the queens. Lings is trying to engage. There we go. Hellbats morph in. And we'll see how many queens he can snipe. Lings, they try to catch reinforcements. Hellions getting caught out. First queen goes down. Gets one queen so far. He takes down a second queen. There's no more transfuse, but we're running out of Hellbats here. Running out of Hellbats, running out of reinforcements. Solar, he will hold, he will shut this down. cleans up the army. Back across the map, Lings, they catch up more reinforcements, more Hellions getting caught. And this is not worth it. This is not worth it here for Gyodo! Get out of here! Medevac goes down, nothing escapes. Brutal losses here. GuMiho, he will lose his Hellbats, his Marauders. I'm afraid to look at the trades. He got 2? No, he only got 1 queen. I thought he at least got a 2nd queen. Ay, ay, ay. So, very strong defense here from Solar. Didn't even need the Spine Crawler, to be honest. The Mass Queen was enough. Does 1 queen, 41 Lings for 9 Hellbats, 1 Hellion, the Marauders, the Viking, the Medevac as well. And GuMiho's in a rough position. Now he throws down 5 Raxes. Jesus. Throws down 5, so he's getting up to a 6 Rax setup. Oh, getting up to 7. Does he go up to 8? This might just be a 3-base all-in. This might just be a 3-base all-in out of GuMiho. Getting up to 7 Raxes. Hellbats to drop into the mineral line. They don't get any value though. They trade against Lings. Trade against the Lings. GuMiho still trying to build up. Again, his macro was slipping. That's why he threw down 6 Raxes at once, which is crazy. So his production is going to be stifled. It's going to be delayed. He's going for 4th CC. Okay. So he's going to be stopping at 7. So 7 Rax setup, 4th CC is on the way. So he's not going for an 8 Rax. He's not going for a 3-base all-in. But it's still a really awkward game state for GuMiho. As he's ready for a 2nd wave of Hellbat Marauder, I suppose. Like, I guess. This time there's plenty of Ling Bane waiting for him. This time it should be a stronger defense from Solar. He's got the Spine, he's got the Queens, he's got the Ling Bane. See a Baneling run by. 7 SCV kills. You know, GuMiho here drops into the main. He commits. Hellbats are morphing in. Banelings, they just smash into the Hellbats. Oh my god, they shut them down. And with that solo, he holds. He holds. Takes down the workers. Deflects GuMiho. Hellbats are cleaned up. Hellbats tries to move in. GuMiho going for a split push. No Banelings. Okay, Banelings just now morphing in. Likewise, here we have all the Queens, only 2 Marauders. Yeah, Solo, he should be fine. He holds. Solo's holding on behind this, working towards his hive. Going Ling Bane Hydra. Potentially into Lurkers. Doesn't have to go Ultras this time. Not this time. As even though GuMiho does have a 4th base, he has no gases, and what that means is that he's going pure marine production. He has 11. He's making 11 marines at a time. It's crazy. He has very limited gas. As a result, likewise, there's no further tech from here. Oh, Nitro getting baited. Solar still holding on. There it is. Lurker Den is on the way, so he's getting into the Lunkers, papi. Lunkers are on the way. And Marine Marauder like this does struggle against Lurkers. That's where you need Ghosts, that's where you need Liberators, tanks even as well. Whichever you so choose. Oh, my shot doesn't connect. Solar, he's holding. Takes down the Marauder. Diving in. Chasing him down. Meanwhile, Solar, he does not have enough to defend towards this outside. Yeah, GuMiho moving in with a massive amount of Marines. The Banelings, that's just not enough. Yeah, not enough here, Marines. They still on forward. They focus down some of the Hydras. 1, 2, 3 Hydras going down. Not the worst trade from GuMiho. He wants the base. He wants the expansion. And he gets it. Oh my god, just barely gets a hatchery. These are nice pickups, but look at the supply. You can see that GuMiho, he threw away a lot of Marines, a lot of army there to make that happen. He's more than that. Does he need more? Oh. Nice connection on the Lings, connection on the Hydras. Solar, he's still holding. And Solar, he's waiting for his upgrades. Waiting for those lurker upgrades. Then he can commit. There we go. 4 lurkers on the way. GuMiho, he still has... Okay, there we go. He takes 1 gas. Takes 1 gas. Throws down more Raxes. Still no Ghost Academy. Mine drop into the main. Major connections. Likewise, lurkers in position. GuMiho, he cannot move in. Now that he sees the lurkers, he has to respond to this. He can't just commit into Mass Marine. We need something greater here from GuMiho. We can't just make pure man with gun. That's not how this works. I mean, kind of. Ghosts are also a man with gun, I suppose. Nice Storm's on the way. GuMiho is being outscaled. He does have +3 attack on the way at least, but again, there's no other switch. There we go. Ghost Academy has begun. It is late, but it's on the way. Take time. Oh. Otherwise, don't quite connect. Nice clean up here from Solar. GuMiho, he shouldn't be able to gain ground, and Solar, he just counterattacks. Like, basically, Solar, he can defend with the bare minimum. He can defend with a handful of lurkers. He counterattacks, hits the 3rd base, and GuMiho is racing back home, pushing into Bane Hydra. Might will take off on the Overseers. The army gets surrounded, and Solar, he will completely clean this up. Again, GuMiho, he was just completely outscaled. Solar got to lurkers, and GG gets called. Solar, he will take a lead in the series at 2-1. 1 game away from making it out of the group. GG. GG will play it again. GuMiho, he was just very persistent and very aggressive when it came to his style here. Remember, he stayed on a very low gas count. He was making 11 Marines at a time, and GuMiho's hope was to try to pull Solar apart and break him. The problem, though, whether it was lurkers or ultras, either one, they both achieve the same result. Whether Solar takes up into Hive Tech, once he gets there, GuMiho's army just gets outscaled. Like, he cannot really trade too well anymore against whether it would have been ultras or lurkers. And we saw GuMiho have just a really late response to that, a very late reaction to try to get into his own ghosts or into liberators or anything else. He was just caught out with his pants down. GG. GG. GuMiho, he chose to keep the pants down. Oh no. And now we're getting into Whispers of Gold, one of the smaller maps in the map pool, a hyper aggressive map as well. We'll see what GuMiho goes for. We'll see if he can bring it back to the ace match. I want to believe he can. I want to believe we can go all the way to game 5, but the pressure is now on the Terran, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. We go. As this time no proxy. This time no proxy. The ranks is back at home. Likewise, no 2 ranks Reaper either. So standard openers here out of GuMiho. Likewise, Hatch Gas Pool out of Solar as well. Settling in. Settling in. Also, again, as a reminder, last game did begin with a Hellbat push, true. Which didn't achieve too much. If you recall, it killed 1 queen, so it was a rough start for GuMiho. I would say that GuMiho did stabilize. Eventually, he did stabilize. He was able to get into a 4-base economy, but again, he did choose to stay on a low gas count. He did choose not to take up into tanks or into any heavy factory production, into any heavy starport or even ghost production either. But when it comes to this style out of GuMiho, like staying on a low-tech army and just going mass marine, I do favor that here on Whispers of Gold, or I should say I favor it on smaller maps, just because you have more momentum on your side. It's more difficult for the Zerg player to defend. They have less breathing room, so I do favor that here on Whispers of Gold, but we'll see if he goes to that again, as he's been relying on that kind of style quite often in the series so far. We saw it on Persephone, we saw it on Frostline. We'll see if we see it again. Reaper moves out. Oh. Does hit the mineral line. So far so good. Solo does save the drone. Oh my god. That was very close. But Solo saves his workers, morphs in the spores, and GuMiho is forced out. Forced out of the main base. Solo he defends. GuMiho going for a 3rd CC before starport, so economic build here by GuMiho. Nothing crazy yet. I say nothing crazy yet just because we've seen Raven follow-ups, we've seen Concussive Shell. It's been crazy. Mixed success when it comes to GuMiho and going for those styles, but I appreciate the builds nonetheless. Now, I mentioned before that I did expect mech at least once in this series from GuMiho, and he did play mech earlier today, but here on Whispers of Gold, I'm not too fond of the idea of mech. Again, like, the rush distance by ground is very short. Speaking of Solar, he's massing up 12 lings. Oh my god, he's going for a ling flood initially. Now, there's no all-in, but the goal here should be to bypass the army and to get into the mineral line and get to SCV kills. Get SCV kills. As again, Solar, he does bypass the main army. He avoids the Hellions, he avoids the Reaper. He does skirt around the edge of the map. And there he's been found. Has been found, has been had. Hits the natural, SV is going to be going down. Ooh, that's going to be a lot of dead workers. They turn around to fight. Oh my god. 5 SCV kills, getting 5, 6, 7, 8, getting up to potentially 9 kills. Getting up to 10. Yeah, 10 SCV goes down. Nice damage here by Solar. The Hellions, they race back home, and Solar, he gets out of there. He does pull away. Tries to catch out the Hellions. Does attempt to. And looks like he will. Barely the Hellions, they slip away. They get behind the mineral line, but they will be cleaned up. And all in all, this is a very strong start from Solar. GuMiho again losing 10 SCVs this early on is brutal. He's down to 27. Now he does have a 3rd CC, that is true. It's going to be 3 CC 2-on-1 actually. So there's potential with this build, but GuMiho, he's committed. At this point, the stim timing, it needs to get damage done, as Solar is looking very comfortable getting up to a 3-base economy. Checking the vision, Solar, he did see the 2nd racks building. He saw the delayed starport. Solar saw everything he needs to. He knows what's going on. Now, typically, a response to a 3CC 2-on-1 should be with an Evo chamber. Oh, never mind. We're going for the Roach response instead. I was going to say Evo chamber into Carapace, into Ling Bane, but here we're going into Roaches, and I believe it's going to be close. Do the Roaches come out in time? As the drop is already moving out. Now, this is an early drop from GuMiho, as he did not wait for the 2nd medevac, so this is a little bit peculiar. It is going to be a stim timing, yes, but only 8 Marines. Now, these 8 Marines, they can potentially snipe the expansion. Quick reaction out of Solar. He pulls away. Very quick reaction. Pulls away in time. Oh, Solo will transfuse. He will lose one queen. One queen does fall. GuMiho, he backs off. Back off for now. Solo getting into the lever chamber. We've seen this before. We imagine it's going to be +1 range, +1 carapace into hive tech. Yep, we do have the infestation bit on the way. Oh, melee upgrades. We don't even bother with range. So straight into melee. And we've seen this, I want to say like 3 times already this series, but Solo, he's working towards from Roach Ravager into Link Bane into Ultra Tech. Last game, at least, we did appreciate some lurkers, but this time it's going to be Ultras once again. Seems it has been the go-to for Solo so far in tonight's broadcast. Hellions they poke in on the right-hand side. Solo out of position. Drones are going to get roasted, getting 8 drones so far, getting it to 9, not bad. It's 9 workers. Hellions they pull away. GuMiho, he's slowly recovering. Despite the rough start, he's building back up there. GuMiho stems in, takes out 2 more drones. Oh my god. Does barely get away. On 6 HP. Does pull out, but here comes the final form, the Hive. Once the Hive is done, remember Solo, he's rushing into early Ultra Tech. And I'm concerned that GuMiho won't quite be ready for it again. GuMiho now, he does take an earlier gas. Okay, so already one step further, does take an earlier gas geyser, so now GuMiho we can start to take up. He's building up a greater tank count. This is something that he was lacking earlier on Frostline, but he's building up his tank count. Yep, getting up to 8 Raxes. Ultra Caverns on the way. See if Solo can get to those ultras. See if he can get there. Meanwhile, GuMiho does push in first. Again, ultras are still on the horizon. Bailing speed is not ready. Uh-oh. And GuMiho, he might be able to break through here and now before bailing speed. This is his moment. Piles that don't quite connect. Solo being forced back. Again, has Solo been too greedy? Yeah, it looks like GuMiho, he's done it. He's breaking through this, still 10 seconds away. And Solo, he gives up on the base. He knows he cannot save it. The expansion is going to go down. Now, Solo, he's playing very... I mean, this is really mature here. He knows he cannot save the base, so he just evacuates. He's waiting for the Ultras. Ultras may allow Solo to survive this. It's going to be close, though. It's going to be very close. GuMiho rotates. 4th CC is on the way. Solo, he himself is still in a 4-base economy. Vipers have arrived. And he does get the blinding clouds off. Very nice connections. He shuts down the tanks. Oh, at least one of them. Not the other, though. The other tank does survive. And GuMiho is stimming in. Oh, we'll take some bites to the face. Even if the Ultra does pop, I mean, the upgrades aren't quite there. So the Ultras are still going to be vulnerable. GuMiho rotates. Bled out a lot of Marines. Oh, and GuMiho, he might be caught out here. As the Ultras, they've arrived. Ultras have arrived. Lings, they move out for a counterattack. They catch reinforcements. Not bad. Catching on Marauders. They force back some of the army. Ultras are revealed. GuMiho now knows. Oh! Snipes a queen. Still very close, very tense. Solo, he's so close to defending, to holding. Likewise, Ling Ramai doesn't either the fourth. So 5th base under fire as well. And the expansion to survive the 5th base. That's a kill, not a cancel. Massive pickup. And Solo, he's in position. He's got his ultra. Not bad. Lands a parabomb. Snipes onto the medevacs. And Solo holds. Ooh, it was very close, very tense. But Solo, he does hold on. He embraces the ultras. And again, Solo, he was so patient as well to just give up on the expansion, to pull away. To just sacrifice his hatchery. Just buy time here for his ultras. And now he's maxed. He's maxed out. Of course, GuMiho is still threatening a counterattack. Ultra's ready. 3-3 is on the way. GuMiho once again trying to move in. He's being forced back. At the same time, Solo going for his own Ling Ramai into the mineral line. It's only Lings though. Doesn't get much done. Oh, where's the Ultra? Solo out of position. This expansion is going to go down. Massive pickoff. Uh-oh. Yeah, Solar, he's in trouble. He has to make a choice. Does he commit? Does he defend? Do we go for a base trade? Yeah, GuMiho gives up on his 3rd. 4th base goes down. Drop into the main. GuMiho going for the main expansion, but the ultras, they do arrive in time. Whew. And Solo defends. Solo, he does defend. He does hold on back at home. Shuts down the bio. Cleans up the armies. Takes down all the medevacs. Solo, he's still maxed out. He does still maintain his 4th expansion. The aggression has been impressive here by GuMiho, but still not enough. Solo trying to break out. GuMiho just muling his heart out as best he can. Does have a heavy Marauder army now, getting into his own Liberators. Yeah, Liberator range on the way. But 3-3 is about to finish off for Solar. Does he have any Vipers? He's got 2. Okay, 2 Vipers. He's got some Power Bombs. We are catching out Solar. One of the Ultras goes down. You're forced to pick up. Force the bull away. So you land another parasitic bomb. Oh no, the medics, no! It does sack them, 3 medics go down. Ay, ay, ay. And the 3rd base once again forced to lift. Yeah, Solar is still all over this. I mean, things are getting chaotic. Ravagers, they get caught out. Not bad. Ravagers get caught. 5 Ultras still in production. Ultras take a long time to rebuild. Going for the Blinding Clouds. Interesting. GuMiho still rallying in. Where are those Ultras? Now, without the Ultras, GuMiho, he might just have too much. Stims on forward. Ultras are slowly building up. 1 Viper goes down. More Brutal Mind connections. The hatchery is under fire. Oh, nice biles. Very nice biles. And there are enough Ultras. They come in for a pseudo surround. They shut down the army. Whew, and the base is barely saved, doing 10.5 HP. Saves the expansion. Ooh, trying to fight and trying to engage with those Marauders. There's 2 Ultras going down. Solo double expanding. Solo still maintains his economy. GuMiho once again going for a Doom Drop this time. That's 4 medevacs. Gets into the mineral line. And Solo having a hard time keeping up. 9 drones. 9 drones go down. Hatchery as well. No anti-air. They punish. Oh. So we're still getting scrappy. With these drops, GuMiho is still in this game. Solo's economy is not where it needs to be. opening up the map. Catching out GuMiho. Yeah, GuMiho is not ready for this. The mines are going to go down. Oof, even forcing friendly fire. Landing another fungal. And with that fungal, the army gets locked down. GG gets caught. GuMiho takes the fungal to the face. And Solar, he will break through. He will take the series 3-1. Advancing on out of the groups and into the playoffs. GG. GG, well played. A very intense back and forth, especially that final game was very close, very intense. GuMiho, he was kind of on the back foot for a lot of that. Basically, the moment that he didn't kill Solar with his first wave. With his first push, he was able to kill the expansion, but Solar, he bought enough time for the ultras. We saw that GuMiho, despite that, was sniping workers, sniping bases. He was still getting damage done, abusing the fact that Solar had limited anti-air. As a reminder, the only anti-air for Solar was, outside of Queens and Spores, his parasitic bombs. Like that was all of his anti-air. So the drop play was on point for GuMiho. Despite that, still not enough. Solar stabilized, and GG. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the series. And with that, let's catch up on the group and figure out what the hell's been going on and what the scores were. Here we go. So congratulations to Hero. If you recall, Hero, he was the first player to make it out of the group. Hero with the 2-0 over Lemon and with the 3-0 over GuMiho. Initially, GuMiho did take down Solar 2-1 in the best of 3, but did fall to Hero and Solar. He had to fight his way back from the elimination match. He took down Lemon 3-1 and GuMiho 3-1 as well. So congratulations, Solar, with the comeback. It's going to be Hero in first place and Solar in second. They both make it out of Group A. GG, well played, congratulations. And we still have many more groups ahead of us. Oh boy, again, welcome to the Rex April Madness. Still, I feel like we could have had a bit of a name change, but regardless, this is the second month of Rex tournaments. Rex had the March Madness back in March. Now it's time for the April Madness. Let's go, let's go. The madness is upon us. And let's catch up on the groups. Bam, here we go. We are going to be catching up on the groups here. Okay, so we have some updates on the Wikipedia page. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the groups yourself. You can see here we have Group A concluding. We have Hero, Solar making it out, and of course GuMiho and Lemon being eliminated. Tomorrow we have Group B. Tomorrow we have Group B. Tomorrow, who do we have? We have Clem, Shin, Classic, and Nice. Great to see Nice once again. Nice, of course, is a retired player, but he does still play from time to time for fun. So great to see Nice return. But again, he's locked in a group with Clem, Shin, and Classic. A very intense Group B here. I mean, all the groups are very stacked. So best of luck to Nice coming into the group, as we have some big names. Scrolling on over here to Group C. We do have Dark, Cure, Zaun, and Bunny. 2 Terrans, 1 Zerg, and 1 Protoss player. Great to see Dark once again. As a reminder, Dark, he is poised to go to the military. He did say that early April is when he would be going. And Dark, as a result, has not really been playing in many events as a result. He's been playing like in a couple of show matches here and there. He did play in the Soup Global, I think, or the Soup show matches over the weekend. But again, it's very rare to see Dark. Looks like he did sign up for this event, though. It looks like, I should say, he was invited to this event, and hopefully we'll see he can play out those matches. We'll see what happens with Dark. Hopefully no walkovers, hopefully. Meanwhile, scrolling down, we have Group D. We have 2 Terrans, 1 Protoss, 1 Zerg. We have Max, Bjorn, Rogue, and Ryung going to be facing off here as well. We have the best of the best players in the Koreas, in the European scene as well. When it comes to the Europeans, we have Clem and Max. Would have been nice if we invited some others, but you know, we'll settle for Clem and Max here. Regardless, they're going to be favored to make it out of their groups. This is more centralized and more focused towards the South Korean and even the Taiwanese scene as well, with Lemon and Nice when it comes to those invites. So we have the group stage now. In 2 days, in 2 days we have Group B, and next week is Group C and Group D. So Group C and D are next week. This week is A and B, and the week after that, in 2 weeks time, we have the playoffs here. Going to be the top 8 players of the group stage facing off. Also another 2-day event. So 3 weeks of the Rex April Madness. Week 1, week 2, and then week 3. So 3 weeks of content. Of course, we're going to be there to cast it live here on the channel. And when it comes to our schedule, Pappy, we got you. We have you updated here. Bam, our weekly schedule is upon us. A very intense week. Now, we have been trying to have at least half a day off each week, at least half a day off, and we have like a third of a day off. So we're kind of there. Just catching up, we just wrapped up with the Rex April Madness. Tomorrow we're live with the Code for Giants Cup and with the Pondcast. The Pondcast we have moved over just because of how stacked our schedule is, so we have moved it over to Wednesday this week. Likewise on Thursday we have the Turtle Tussle and the Rex April Madness Day 2 for Group B. Likewise Friday we have the Enki Show matches, and we have the Chicken King Cup number 7, I believe. A big event, another big invitational. It's going to be a 2-day event. That is why we have been forced to kind of like squeeze our events in. But yes, so we have the Chicken King Cup invitational here for Friday and Saturday. Going to be another intense tournament. For those that are curious who's going to be featured in that event, let me... Chicken King Grand Cup number 7. That's going to be Creator, Lemon, Zaun, Björn, GuMiho, Percival, Ryung, and Dark. So, Dark invited to 2 events this week. Invited to the Rex March Madness and to the Chicken King Cup as well. So, do look forward to that. Again, going to be another massive bracket. We have the Kung Fu Cup on Saturday, we have HSL on Sunday, and we have the Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. The HSL is the Hispanic Star League. We have been covering the group stage over the course of the past 2 months, and now the playoffs are upon us. The group stage is locked in, and the Hispanic Star League, the GSL of the Hispanic region, begins, or the playoffs begin, on Sunday. It's going to be a 2-day event, Sunday and Monday, 2 days in a row. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. Again, we do have a third of a day off at least on Friday. I mean, I say a third, not really, but I believe the Friday broadcast of the Chicken King Cup should be a little bit shorter. It's 4 best of 3s, so it should wrap up a little bit sooner. And I'm hoping to have a Final Fantasy stream towards the end. I'm hoping for a Final Fantasy stream Friday evening, but it'll be close, it'll be clutch. We'll do our best. Regardless, it's going to be an intense week of StarCraft regardless, as it always is here on the CranKy Ducklings. 2 casts a day, every single day. We do cast more than any other channel out there when it comes to StarCraft. We do our best. And again, we're going to be live once again here in around 7 hours. 7.5 hours. So 7.5 hours time, we're going to be live with the Code for Giants Cup. That is our bi-weekly Brazilian tournament. Oh boy. So do tune in, do check that out. Nice. True. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Again, shout out to Rex for hosting this event. Again, it is 3 weeks of Rex April Madness. It's gonna be crazy, gonna be wild. Do support it, do check it out. Rex, of course, he does cast in his own native language over on his own personal channel. Otherwise, we're heading off. Otherwise, we are heading off here for the evening, and let's find someone to raid. Also, if you want to support us, if you see something here, and if you can't watch it live, and I don't blame you, right? I don't blame you. Our schedule is jam-packed, and watching all of this live is difficult, especially depending on where you are in the world. I mean, regardless of time zone, you know, we have casts in the morning and in the evening, so we have something for everyone, at least something. So it's hard to watch it all live. If you want to tune into the VODs, though, YouTube is the place to be. !YouTube in the chat, and you'll get a link to our YouTube channel. We do upload on a daily basis. There's plenty of content on YouTube, so that is the place to be when it comes to our VOD content, especially because VODs are being removed from Twitch. So Twitch no longer does support VODs. YouTube is the place to be instead. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Otherwise, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. You can support us on Patreon. Our Patreon is designed to fund our tournaments. You can subscribe on Twitch. You can become a member on YouTube, and you can also even donate on the channel as well, depending on how you want to support, or even just follow. Even just following, we do appreciate it. We do appreciate the support. We'll see you guys in 7 hours for some more StarCraft. Let's go. See you in 7 hours, or tomorrow for the podcast. See you then. See you then, Pappy. See you then.